talk on the spirit of Chinese philosophy and its relevance in the new way of being. Nicholas is an American healer who has literally traveled from the west to the east. And along the way, he discovered the truth and the wisdom of the ancients and their relevance in solving the ills and illnesses of modern society. Starting with a real concern about something as concrete as the nature of disease, he shows us why we are falling more and more ill at all levels, and goes back into the very genesis of our being and thinking. His first talk spoke of the need for living in balance and harmony with nature. He painstakingly showed us how it is this lack of balance which is the cause of our problems at all levels, be they emotional, physical, mental, or spiritual. Illness, he believes, can be combated with a more holistic approach. It was really hard-hitting when he gave us the example of a leaf that turns yellow. To understand the change in the leaf, we examine the soil, the climate, the sunlight, and a whole host of factors. Then what happens when it comes to us? Why do we see ourselves as different from the leaf? When we fall ill, why do we forget to examine our own environment, our climate, our homes, our relationships and thoughts? This is what Nicholas does, I believe. He leads us to a deeper introspection and a better integration of ourselves and our lives. He's an instigator to a paradigm shift, where there is more to life than the material, a pointer to a new paradigm of balance, of harmony, of oneness, and a rekindling of the spirit. Apart from knowing him closely, I also had the privilege of editing his book called Riding the Dark Horse and the Fall of Man, which should be out shortly. And I can say in the process of editing this book has gone a long way in my own transformation. Deep, insightful, and probing, the book shows how man is riding the dark horse and how he has moved away from nature and wholeness into a life of duality and artificiality, loving the illusionary and the materialistic. It questions who we are, where we come from, how we are, and why we are what we are, and where are we going. These talks, I believe, are in continuity and also a precursor to his book. I leave you now with Nicholas, and I salute the courage of his convictions, his dedication to his healing, the clarity of his vision, and his ability to communicate and share these truths with as many in very many different ways.
I have lived in China for many years, and I have studied in China for many years. And studying, after all the years that I've studied, and with all the teachers and experts and masters with whom I've studied, they always tell me the same thing. Relax. Relax. As slowly as I go, as much as I practice, and as good as I think I am, the one common criticism is always relax. Today we're going to talk about the spirit of Chinese philosophy. We are not going to talk about the Chinese philosophy. This is a whole several semesters that we will talk about. If you want me to come back, you can invite me and I can talk about the different philosophies of Chinese thought. I can talk about Confucianism, Taoism, Lao Tzu, Moism, but that's not what tonight is about. Tonight is sort of like a melody. It is to introduce to you what I believe are the threads of Chinese philosophy and culture. So I will go over them. I will briefly talk about what each one about what I think is a core of understanding Chinese philosophy. I don't think one can ever really know it.